What's going on, guys? So we're going to do another video today. Since I got a little downtime, figured why not? Let's do it. I did have a subscriber just ask me, maybe not even 30 minutes ago, if I had done a 4 Horsemen deck. And, I had done one of my first original videos in the past was the Plague Doctor. And it did have the 4 Horsemen in it. And it was probably my most popular video I've ever done. It's got the most views by far. Nothing's even come close to it. So I figured, it might be a good time to redo the 4 Horsemen and bring them back. And I actually had already had a deck in my list that I had created. And I was like, man, I thought I had recorded this video, but I guess I never did. I built the deck. I played with it. Thing performed really well. And I actually just had never shot the video. So we're going to go take a look at it right now. And you guys can see the deck. So I've titled it, obviously, 4 Horsemen. So for those that aren't aware, the 4 Horsemen are, the first one is Death. And he says, when drawn, if you have played Conquest this game, and if you've played War, this card gains plus 50 this turn. When played, the card opposite loses 50 power this turn. And when returned, the 4 Horsemen cards gain plus 25 until played. So really good mechanic there. It does a lot. And then we have Famine, which is when drawn, both players' Curious Cuisine cards lose 20 this round. When played, your opponent's cards in hand lose 15 this round, which is really more relevant. And then when returned, if you won the turn, your Death card, wherever it is, gains plus 50 next turn. So really strong there. We're going to get that plus 50, hopefully, on Death. Next up, we have War as one of the 4 Horsemen. When drawn, your Machines of War cards in hand gain plus 15, which we don't have any, so that's irrelevant. But when played, if you're winning the round, gain 50 power this turn. So that one we usually try to play this card when we're winning. And then when returned, if you won the turn, your Famine card gains plus 50 next turn. So some of those are hard to hit because if you don't have the card in hand to play on the next turn, sometimes it's not relevant either. But sometimes they are, just hit or miss. Finally, we have the Conquest, when drawn, your 4 Horsemen cards gain plus 10 wherever they are and cost plus 1 until played. When played, if it's the first turn of a round, this card gains plus 40. And then if you won the turn, your War card gains plus 50 next turn. So a lot of these cards looking for the next turn. So not always hitting, but overall, the cards still perform very well together. So let's take a look at the rest of the deck. I did a Statue of Liberty theme along with a Bobbit Worm package. So that's the route we went. So Statue of Liberty obviously requires 6, 6, and 6 on your cards for albums. So we chose 6 Science, 6 Oceans and Seas, and 6 Arts and Culture cards so that each of them get that plus 21 power buff until played. So a lot of raw stats there. Because this is a Bobbit Worm deck, everything's really underpowered. So we needed a way to get that power back so that we can contend with some of these larger decks like these Planet X decks. And especially in this high energy week we're at right now, we are going to do this in leagues. So it is going to be, we're going to be up against a lot of heavy hitting decks. And Bobbit Worm is literally like a straight counter to all those deck archetypes. So we're going to have a good shot, I think. So looking at the Bobbit Worm, it says, when returned, all cards, wherever they are, with 50 or more base power, lose the 30 power until played. So right now we have no cards in our hand or in this deck that are over 49 power. So you'll see everything is under 50. So nothing of ours is going to get hurt by Bobbit Worm. But hopefully our opponent is chock full of big, heavy hitters for this high-energy week. And we can take full advantage by knocking him down a peg. All right, so next up we have, now we're going to go through kind of the rest of the cards we included. We've got Flying Dutch, so this is just a good, as we're a little bit behind, he's going to help us catch up, basically buffing all our cards on the turn, plus 48. We've got Sea Sheep, kind of following suit with that debuffing theme. This deck has a lot of debuffing cards. So when played, your opponent's cards in hand with 41 or more base power lose 30 this turn, so potentially could shave off 90 power on our opponent's cards on the turn. We've got Hell. This deck Sometimes doesn't start off the greatest, but late game with Hell and Charles Dickens and Flying Dutch, that's a lot of buffers we're going to be getting to try to close the game out. So good cards there. Next up, we have the Gun. So another good debuffing card. Knock some of those, going to be trying to put it in front of a lot of the space cards I see. Just try to knock some of those Planet X's and Terminators, knock them down a peg. So that should be good for us. We've also included the Wetsuit Ice Fish combo with Blood Circulation. So you'll see we've got this card. When drawn, your Ice Fish and Blood Circulation, they gain plus 68 until played. So nice big buff on these cards here. Ice Fish, again, going to be a little bit of a buffer / debuffing card for our opponent. We're going to get that plus 7 for 2 turns. Opponent's going to lose 7 for 2 turns. And we do it again if we have the Blood Circulation. So really it's 14 and 14 because we do have it. And this card says, if you lost a turn, it gains plus 15 permanently. So to wrap up the last couple cards, we've included Door to Hell for our nice buff. We needed another science card, so fit the bill. We've got Viper Fish, was really our last ocean card we had to fill in. And I just kind of went with the debuff theme again. And when played, an opponent's random card in hand loses 100 for 2 turns. Next we have Mycoplasma. Again, same theme here. When played, the card opposite loses 50 and costs -2 permanently. So I'll be looking to toss that in front of some big meaty space cards. And finally, to round the deck out, Scale Worm. Just a real good debuff card again. When played, all cards in both players' hands with 50 or more base power lose 30 this turn. So we're really going to be aiming at our opponent's power here to try to knock him down. So let's go try this thing out. Again, I have had a lot of success with it. Really strong deck. I don't know that it's a great week for it, but we'll see if my debuff can keep up with the power of some of these decks with this practically unlimited energy this week. So hopefully we can. As always, good time to say if you guys enjoy the content, please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button down in the bottom right corner. Keep an eye out. We are going to be switching gears a little bit, trying to expand the channel. I am going to be trying out some card break videos for you guys. Hopefully some of you guys are into that stuff. I am a collector myself. You know, we've got baseball cards, football cards, Pokemon cards. So between those three, that's probably what I'll be breaking the most. We might even do some Marvel type card breaks just for fun. So keep your eye out if you do like that kind of content, something a little bit different. We are going to continue to still do our Q videos, so don't stress about that. We're not giving up on that by any means because we still love this game. So I am hoping like some of these Pokemon break videos can lure in if people see some of my other video content such as this game, Q. Hoping we can get some more people playing Q. Kind of segueing from Pokemon a little bit. So I'm hoping that's the outcome. We can get more player base going because it would be nice to get, you know, I feel like our player base is a little light for as good of a game as this is. So more to come on that. Just keep your eyes peeled. You might see some of those types of videos drop here shortly. But here we go. So winning barely. Let's see here. So maybe we play Ice Fish. We'll do this, and we'll drop Sea Sheep down. See if we can get some nice debuffing going here. Opponent got a Riding Waves theme going on a little bit, so that's interesting. I like the uniqueness there. Fun to play against something a little bit different occasionally. There's our Wetsuit. Gonna buff our cards that you can't see right now. So we did get that death buff, so let's go ahead and get it back. I'm gonna play, I think I'm gonna get Dickens back in my deck. And then do I want to do Scale Worm here? Yeah, he's got 2 Oceans and Seas cards, and he just buffed, so yeah, let's do that. There we go. We're going to hit at least 2. Chose poorly on death, though. All right, so it looks like round 1 in the books. We'll take that. All right, on to round 2. Do have a little buff on arts and culture, so it might be a good time to get this hell back in our deck. Try to get it drawn here later rounds if we start losing. I think I'm going to go with wetsuit. Cool deck. I like his little Riding Waves theme here. Spanish Armada. That's a neat card. I don't think I've ever seen that card played before. I love it. So for those of you that like football, if you guys saw the Jags game last night, that was intense. My wife actually went to the game, so she got to see the craziness in action there with that insane come-from-behind victory. I think we were like 27 points down, ended up coming back and winning in the last 3 seconds of the game with a field goal kick. It was pretty insane. So I thought that was kind of cool for those of you that watched that. I do live in Jacksonville, so we are Jaguar fans. Yeah, I think that's good. Or, maybe we play the con, because I think the Conquest is getting a buff right now. So let's do that. Something's giving it a buff. Probably shouldn't have, though. It probably cost me this round. It's okay, though. So, good job on our opponent there. My wife's in there watching the Dolphins game. She's hollering right now. Halftime must be over. I was like, maybe I can shoot a quick one before halftime ends. Our dark web on their side's not going to do much of anything against us. So I like that. It's literally deck straight counters dark web. So keep that in mind if you do play a lot of dark web against a lot of dark web. This is a great deck for it. You're pretty much hard countering them. There's that plus 50 on our death, so let's definitely play it. And I'm going to do it like this. Good turn for our opponent. We are knocking him down quite a bit, though. Heck yeah, look at this debuff we got going on here. He went from like 350 down to 180. Do it like this. That should be the turn of the round. I think we got this one in the bag. He'd need like 700, 800 points to come back here. So we should have this. No doubt about it. All right. On to round 4. So we're sitting good. I think we got a good shot here. Do it like this. Ooh, nice. Minus 90 there. So if we continue to play 3 cards now, we should draw that hell back on the very last turn of the game if it goes that far. So we should have a good shot. Let's probably get the Flying Dutch down now since we're behind. See if we can catch up now. Ooh, good turn for him. Putting some power down. Man, I like that deck he's got. That's a neat deck. Might have to do a Riding Waves deck like that. I'm surprised for how much power it's putting down. Need to start remembering these cards he's playing. Yeah, so he's going to win this round, I think, most likely. So if you won the turn, your famine next gets plus 50 next turn. This one gives death. And this one, we want to play the first turn of the round, so we want to save that one. So let's kill Mycoplasma and War. And yeah, we'll get rid of famine too. That's fine. Whoa, did we just come back and win on accident? Really close. No, I think he still got us. But man, he almost screwed that up. That would have been pretty funny if we won that somehow. I had to play 3 cards just because I want to get hell back in that last round. Just want to make sure. All right, there's our death. So let's get the conquest down, death down, and what else? Let's smack one of his cards here. Or no, let's do Viperfish because it hits for 2 turns. So potentially, if it's in his hand, could shut a card out. Okay, so it's one in it. It wasn't in his hand, so that's fine. It still knocks him down quite a bit. So I think we're sitting good, especially if we draw hell. I think we have a good shot here. Just 4 horsemen coming in clutch, doing work. Some strong cards, especially in this Bobbit Wormshell. I really like it. This deck has been really strong. All right, there we go. Knock another 100 power off him. So we're doing good keeping his power low. At least lower than ours. So now we're going to be up by about 250, I'd say. Yep, 252. So there's that hell, as expected. So we're going to go bam, bam, bam. He's going to get debuffed. So we should have this game in the bag. He's going to need 650 power. And we just shaved 90 off right there. Whew. Good game, though. I liked his deck. But, all right, guys, that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed. I guess we'll do one more game. It was a long one, but that's okay. I do enjoy the content, and I do enjoy this deck, so maybe we can get to rank 8 here. I wanted to show it up against a Planet X deck for you guys, really. Figures the one time I actually want to play against a Planet X deck, I'll just keep somehow getting these weird builds, unusual builds. But we'll see. We'll see if we get lucky and get one. Maybe I can get rank 8 before tomorrow. Get a little bit more free stuff. Everybody likes free stuff. If my break channel starts taking off, I might start giving away cards and whatnot. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. Not a for sure thing yet, but I do. If it does start taking off and start getting a lot of viewers, I might start doing some giveaways for you guys. So keep that in mind. All right. This deck looks pretty strong. Nice yellow jacket. Going to get a debuff on us. So nice early lead for our opponent. Let's see if we can make a comeback. Did draw Flying Dutch, so that could help us. Yeah, let's do it like that. All right, so he is a Planet X deck. So you can see we hit his power pretty good with that Bobbit Worm. For all that energy he spent right there, looking fairly weak on his power. Ended up passing him. So this deck can really hurt that deck quite a bit. There's our Mycoplasma, so I'd like to get that down so we can start hurting his permanent power. But what to put in front of is the question. It's going to be a Lover's Combo. We are shaving the power off of it right there. Still going to get a buff, but it's not going to be as strong as it was. So we're going to win this round. There we go. Round 1 in the books. I know you guys love it when I say that. In the books. All right, here's our Door to Hell. Something just hit us -10. I'm trying to think what that could have been. It's not an ice fish. What is that? Blanking right now. Let's get that hell back in our deck. Ah, the tower. Okay. That's what it was. Opponent coming out a little weak there as we're putting down 500 power. So you can see this deck is really shutting him down. So like I said, if you guys are running into a lot of these heavy hitter Planet X decks, this deck can really shut them down quite a bit. Just these space cards right here. I'm going to drop this right in front of one. We know it's probably going to be a heavy hitter, so let's drop this in front of one. Actually, I'm going to put this here in case that's Shinigami. And then we'll drop this down since we're winning the round right now. Terminator going to lose a lot of power. Down to 67. So still holding on to our lead. There's our Statue of Liberty, and our Death just got that +50, so we're going to play it for sure. Probably going to drop that Bobbit Worm again. I want to hurt my opponent even further. It's perfect, Dark Web, so we're countering him for sure. It's always sad when you draw that Dark Web and you don't see any plus. You're just like, oh no. General Sherman not hurting us one bit. I mean, it's just a straight counter here, guys. All right, we drew our Conquest right on time. I'm gonna try to lose this turn, hopefully, and then we can get that Dutch down. Let's see. There we go. Supermassive black hole's about the only thing buffing his cards right now. +42. All right, so we are behind. I I'd like to drop this Mycoplasma in front of whatever space card he's got, so let's do that. And what else? Let's do this Sea Sheep. Should be a pretty good turn for us. I think we're going to knock quite a bit of power off of him. Here we go. Catching up a little bit. Oh, maybe not. Just kidding. Forgot his cards hadn't triggered yet. Okay, so he's probably going to win this round, which is fine. He did have to play all his meaty cards for it. Unfortunate that's the turn our Door to Hell triggers, though. Let's do it like this. Hopefully we can lose this turn, get the plus 15, and then obviously the Viper Fish is going to trigger next turn, which is nice. So let's do it like that. There we go. Still like our chances here in this game. He is starting to get a little bit bigger, so our debuffing isn't as strong as it was early. But we still counter his deck. Do it like that. Marco Polo. Did I see that card yet? I don't remember seeing that earlier. He's going to get the loss with it, so he's not going to get the history buff. He'll get the arts and culture buff. I did opt to play War, even though we don't get the plus 50, because it was buffing Famine. So that was the choice I had to opt for there. He's got a couple space cards, so he's going to be dropping those for sure. Yep, Green Witch and Terminator. 2 heavy hitters. Probably should have dropped that gun in front of one of those. All right, so the gun did hit, or the Bobbit Worm did hit the history card. So we don't. If we do play gun, we don't want to play it in front of that, since it's already debuffed quite a bit. Let's do it like this. Looks like it's going to be game. So he just didn't have enough power there towards the end to keep up with our debuff. But all right, guys, that's the deck. You can see it did really well, especially against real strong decks like the Terminator, Planet X decks with Dark Web thrown in. This deck just demolished it. So definitely a good one to counter the meta right now, I would say, if you guys are looking for a meta counter. So, all right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. And again, if you like this kind of content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe bottom right corner. And again, toss me a comment if you'd like to see something like this. I will try to get it out as quick as I can, guys. Thanks for watching.